Just before the COVID pandemic broke out, there was mooting by government of the import substitution policy, which ironically has been accelerated by the necessity created by the global supply chain lockdowns. For all the gloom of the pandemic, there is something to write home about.
Manufacturers are attracted to invest in Uganda, and those who are already there to expand on their manufacturing lines. If you recall, when COVID started, we got Nitel or Nyanza Textile started manufacturing masks, which they were not manufacturing. They even went to the extent of manufacturing NK95, which many people thought was very difficult to manufacture.
But our members do have the capacity to deliver, and if there was anything to prove it, it's the period we've been going through. I think for the longest time, we were unable to access products that were previously coming in externally. And the country did not shut down. I don't think any individual went to the supermarket or to the market or to the shop and failed to access the product they needed.
But beyond basic necessities like face masks and sanitizers, import substitution still needs government support to realize.
However, there still remain elements that require support. And what is the support I talk about? It's policy level support. Policy level support in terms of, for example, credit. That, for example, if you want someone to invest in adding value to our iron ore in Moko, they're going to need to fork out a bit of money that is probably not available within the private sector in Uganda, and therefore that kind of support.
Meanwhile, the public procurement law was about to be an obstacle to emergency procurement, save for the unwitting provision that the makers of the law put, while they could have never imagined that the crisis of the magnitude of COVID would have appeared.
The law provided, the PPD Act provided that where you are getting challenges as a procuring entity, you can put an alternative system agreed upon by PPDA. And that is what we are looking at. You have a challenge of the global market. How best can we remain competitive, remain relevant in this global market and get all these requirements to fight the pandemic? The law says, come up with an alternative system, discuss it with PPDA, PPDA accredits it, and then you can use it. If there are any auditors or any investigators, even PPDA, if you come to audit, then we'll audit you not based on the current law, but on the current alternative system that we have provided, which is called accredited system to facilitate achieving your mandate as a procuring entity. And we have done this.
Can the momentum for import substitution be maintained and even amplified after the pandemic? Time will show.